What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about SPS burning because we are still seeing SPS get burned every single day, which makes no sense because DEC has been anywhere between 20 to 25, sometimes even 30% below peg, which means if you are burning SPS for DEC, you are losing that much value every single time you burn. And that's on top of the 2.5% kind of fee or spread that's built in. So I just want to show you where we are today, right? So a total of 59,592,000 have been burned as of today, 5/26. If we go to like the end of April, right? So we'll just do like 4/28, 59,058. So we've burned roughly 500,000 SPS over the last month, which is not insignificant. I mean, sure, compared to 3 billion, it's less than 1%, right? Less than 0.5%. But if you go back to, we'll just say end of March, right? So 3/27 here, this is 58,221. That's almost 1.5 million, which is about or almost 0.5% of all the SPS total supply. If I'm doing my math right in my head. Either way, 1.3, 1.5 million SPS being burned over the past 2 months where DEC has not been at peg doesn't make any sense. So my question is, who's burning this? Who is burning it and why are they burning it? Maybe is the better question. So logically, right? Let's remove maybe the simplest and probably the best explanation, which is that people are dumb or lazy and they just don't care, right? So they're just going to go and burn SPS for DEC. If you remove that, there is nobody in the game, player, investor, whatever, that has an economic incentive, personal, right? Economic incentive, financial incentive to engage with this, right? To burn SPS for DEC. They're losing such a huge percentage on this. So the other question then, is it the team that could be potentially doing this? Now, I have no idea. I'm not saying that it's the team, right? This is more so just a question, but here's where we're going to go into a little bit of fantasy land, right? If I was the team, let's put it this way. If there was going to be anybody that would be doing this, I think it would make the most sense for it to be the team. And I'll tell you why, right? So, okay, barring the fact that, the team is obviously going through, financial issues for themselves. Matt has been pretty open about that. Granted, whatever's going on here, it's like this wouldn't save the team anyway, which almost makes me feel even more confident in this Fantasyland scenario that it could be the team doing this, right? Because here's the way that I look at it. If I was the team, and I was looking at where SPS and DEC are right now and thinking to myself, man, SPS is like super low, flirting with all-time lows. The amount of SPS that we could burn per dollar at this point is significantly high. And we know that there's an SPS overhang, right? There's way too much SPS out there in the ecosystem for our current player base. And there's even more getting printed every day. That's more than enough for our current player base. All right. So that, you accept that. You also look at DEC and you're just like, well, it's below peg, right, already, and that's creating some kind of incentive for people to come in and buy certain products with. So obviously we want to get DEC back to peg, and I'm not saying that, okay, so before we even go any further, I'm not saying that the team is like actively trying to manipulate the market one way or another, right, and trying to keep DEC low, well below peg. I don't think that they're doing that. I don't even think that they're doing any of this. I'm just saying if I was in their shoes, how would I be looking at this? Well, I would look at the amount of credits coming in. And this is what I'm trying to get at here, right? The amount of credits coming in, especially now, I don't know what it's like, but I can't imagine it's anywhere near what it was back in December, January, after Rebellion came out, after LAN came out. So whatever little, let's put it this way, whatever little trickle of capital that's coming in through credits, you would expect the team, in order to facilitate back-end transactions for DEC, you'd expect them to go out and buy DEC off the marketplace, right? Help get DEC back up to peg. They should be one of the net buyers of DEC for that reason alone. But again, like I said, in this Fantasyland scenario, if I was Matt or whoever's making the decisions, I would look at this and I would say, okay, if we were to take that SPS, or that money that comes in from credits, right? So whether that's fiat, whether that's other crypto, whatever it is, if we were to instead take the hit ourselves, right, on the market side, on the holding account, buy SPS, burn that for DEC, right, knowing it's not going to impact DEC too much, right? Obviously, there's an oversupply of DEC already, but however much credits that are coming in, it's not going to be anything too crazy, right? In terms of like the amount of DEC that it would create. We'll eventually burn our way through that. We'll need to burn our way through that. But what you're doing is you're kind of making a bet on the ecosystem as a whole, because you're saying, I'm going to take the 20% hit right now in value with the hopes that reducing the SPS supply at a time when it is opportune to reduce that supply, right? Because SPS is low in value. So therefore, every dollar that you can go put towards burning SPS is going to burn more SPS tokens. That might be a bet that I'd be willing to take, right? Because like I said, it's not like there's been a ton potentially coming in. And if we do the rough math on this, let's see. So what do you say? 1.3 million SPS. Let's just do 500,000 SPS over the last month, because obviously the last month is a little bit easier. I'm just going to pull up my calculator here. 500,000. Sorry, I know you guys can see this. 500,000 times 0.012. We've been around there. It's about $6,000. This is what this is what I'm talking about. $6,000. Over the past month, let's assume, and I have no idea if this is the real number. I'm just saying that the amount of SPS burned at this value is about $6,000. But let's say $6,000 worth of credits came in. That's not enough to pay anybody's salary, right? That's not enough to, whatever. But if you were Matt and you were looking at that and you're like, well, I can take that $6,000 and I can buy the appropriate amount of DEC, which is still not going to be enough to get DEC to a significant level, right? It's a $6,000 smash buy of DEC is going to move the price maybe a little bit, right? But we're still in a weird place where there's too much DEC. You could do that, or you could say, well, I'm going to buy $6,000 worth of SPS and I'm going to burn it for DEC. Take that hit, right? Then the value of what I'm holding, DEC, is only 4,800. And then I have to pay that out on the back end for any credits transactions. But the idea is we just got to burn $6,000, dollars worth of SPS, or 500,000 SPS, right? Again, that's let's do the math here. It's like 0.16% of the total supply. And if you look at over the course of the last 2 months, you've burned 0.5% of the supply at a time when SPS is super low. Again, so this is just my little tinfoil hat. Again, I'm not saying the team is doing this. I'm saying that somebody's burning SPS, and I'm trying to figure out what the incentive is. Again, ruling out anybody just being either stupid or lazy and not wanting to, go and actually swap it. So again, this is the only way that I can see that being something of value, right? That they obviously have a lot riding, and by they I mean like the team, right? They have a lot riding on, the Split Islands ecosystem being successful. And like I said earlier, $6,000 coming in over the course of a month is not going to pay anybody's salary or keep the bills on whatever. All those credits are supposed to go towards buying the DEC to pay out on the back end. So it's like, maybe we try something different. Maybe we hedge our bets and try to future-proof the ecosystem. I could see that. So that's my little tinfoil hat in terms of like why we're seeing significant amounts of SPS getting burned, even at these low prices. Oh, sorry, not it being at the low prices. That's actually a good thing. But even with DEC being very much and consistently below peg. So again, that's my thought. I have no idea. I have no data to back any of this up. And again, I'm not trying to go on a witch hunt here to try to see if the team is doing this or not. Again, the thought just occurred to me. I thought it was funny. I thought I would share it with you. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is it too far-fetched, or is it plausible enough considering everything else? I'm very curious to know what you guys think. That's all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one, or see you around the game. Take care.